Hi, I'm Jazz. Welcome to my ramble today. Anyway, um, I was flicking through YouTube the other day, as you do, and spotted a title called Van Life Protest. And so I played it, and it was basically the first van life protest that I'm aware of. And it was in Morecambe, and a group of people had got together. I think the organizer was on YouTube under the name of Rhodes Home. Mark, I think is his name. I'm not sure. But yeah, so he's been talking recently about basically wherever he goes, and the same for a lot of people, it's just getting harder and harder to find somewhere to park overnight. And so what this actual protest is about is this: it's against a possible ban on van lifers, and again, parking overnight up and down the country. That is becoming a massive issue, and just through looking through the various channels on YouTube, you can see there's more and more people talking about this. So as far as I'm aware, Mark Rhodes Home is the first person that's making a stand, basically, and saying, you know, this can't go on. There needs to be some kind of compromise met. And to make himself heard, he's organised a lot of people. I'm sure that took a lot of effort to do. And on the day of the protest, he managed to organise over, I think it was over 50, a convoy of over 50 vans, camper vans, motorhomes, you know, the whole sort of array of vehicles affected. And you know, I think they tried getting in touch with the local councillors, no response. So they thought, all right, that's it, this is what we got to do to get heard. And so obviously that's what they did on that day. And yeah, it looked pretty good. They had the overnight at the actual town hall in Morecambe, and yeah, so that was quite good. I think someone there made a comment that there's no parking signs up, so obviously it's fine, you can park there. So yeah, so it's good. So they had their nice convoy around Morecambe Bay, and then retired back to the town hall, and sat about chatting, putting the worlds to right, and it all looked very good, very cozy, and yeah, they didn't seem to have any problems. I think the police called by towards the end, but that was all amicable, no real problems, just checking out, see what's happening, doing as they're told, and yeah, so it's good. So the increasing problem which is being caused isn't by van lifers, it's by more the kind of people that are actually, I mean, I saw some images of Bristol and Glastonbury, and it looks more like a traditional static caravan site where you've got, as it says, caravans, static, not going anywhere, but you've also got camper vans, motorhomes that are now static, and they might be there overnight, they might be there for a week, 3 weeks, or possibly years. But that is causing the issue that's now kind of moving across to your sort of regular van lifers. That's how they live, they travel around the country, and they don't make a mess, they leave no sign, the old saying goes. And so obviously considerate to others because they want to go back to different places. But you know, the issue is just getting worse. It's all over the country. I made a joke a while ago on one of my videos that all this hassle that is going on is mainly around where I live, which is London, unfortunately. And you can barely breathe. You know, you've everything you do, you got to pay for, jump through a hoop, and it's just a nightmare. And I thought it'd take a while. I knew it was spreading to certain cities, Brighton, different places, Bath possibly. You know, they were getting a bit heavy on it, and Oxford. But obviously now it's spreading all around the north, all around the country, all over the place. And so it's just making everything a lot more difficult for people. And, you know, it's a really sad thing, because obviously a lot of van lifers were previously living in houses. For one reason or another, they've moved out of their house. Probably the cost of everything in this country at the moment is horrendous. And, you know, things happen. So they thought, yep, I'm going to go and do van life. And sorted themselves out a vehicle, possibly built it themselves. And, you know, they've spent some time doing that. Meanwhile, it's just getting more and more difficult. So they're finding it harder and harder to find places to park. And the same for me. I travel around a lot. I've got a little micro camper, and I've always traveled a lot in this country, and because I just enjoy this country. There's a lot I haven't seen, and I would like to see. If I had a bigger vehicle, which I used to have, now I would find that really difficult and a hassle. Obviously, I'm in this micro camper, so that makes life very easy for me. But obviously not everyone can live like that. You can't really live in a micro camper full time. Great for weekends away or a long week here or there, but you know, it'd just be, I know some people do it, but I don't think I could deal with it. I mean, living in a bigger van is an effort for people, but obviously they managed to organise it and yeah, make a success of it. But so the councils anyway, they seem to be confused, and they're confusing van lifers, which I'm talking about, that move around the country and spend money everywhere they go, as I do. I go to a lot of shows and events, so you're constantly spending. You get to the wherever it is, you buy, you fill up, you do this, you get everything you need. You're spending money, you know, meals, restaurants, bars, venues, whatever it might be. You're always spending money. But then you've got the other side, where you've got people living static camper van life. That's the only way I can put it, because they don't move. They're in that same place through various reasons. I mean, they've ended up in that place either by, well, not many by choice. I probably think it'll be all right here for a while, but then things happen and then they're stuck there, which, yeah, pretty awful. I wouldn't want it. You know, it's not a nice way to live. So obviously these councils feel that they've got to do something about it, because their first concern is for their own residents living in a particular area, who are paying for all the various services and the increase in all those services that have literally just happened in April. They were going up anyway, but more and more and more. Whereas you've got the people with their sort of camper vans, caravans parked up on all the local streets, which I've seen around Glastonbury and Bristol, and it just looks a bit ominous. And obviously people are fearful, because they're thinking, what is going on here? Why isn't something happening about this? But it's I mean, everywhere around the place. It's not just towns, it's not just cities, it's places like the Drove. Stonehenge is completely shut down now, which is a real shame. But again, you had people treating it like a dump site. I mean, obviously to stay somewhere for any kind of time, you need facilities. You need to go away, pick up, drop off, do whatever you need to do. But without a vehicle that is mobile, because they've just broken down and they just end up living there, then you've got all that mess and whatever going on. Obviously, piles of rubbish just mounting up. And it's all a bit of a disaster area. So this vicious circle is likely only to continue, potentially pushing even more people from their homes and possibly into van life, creating even more of a problem for these councillors that just do not want to understand or listen. So I'd like to say I fully support the protest that Mark has organised, and will come along if I can in the future. Obviously, I'm in the south of England, southeast, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more protests because this is a heated debate that's just going to continue, and something's got to give. Hopefully, it'll be something that suits everyone, so we can just continue doing what we want to do, which is what we should be able to do. But yeah, so support the rebellion, as they say. I think that's another channel. I've heard it somewhere. But yeah, so yeah, as I say, contact me if you got any protests on, and I'll support you as well. I know I'm in a small micro camber, but if that's still suitable, I'll come along and make my presence felt. I am quite busy through most weekends, unfortunately, because I do bike shows and rallies and festivals and all the rest of it. But if I can come along to some, I will. So yeah. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah, if you could possibly give me a like and subscribe, that would be delightful. Thank you very much. Goodbye.